Hello, friends, and welcome to Artifact Adventure, the Penultimate episode, episode 22. That's right, those of you who've opened up dictionary.com, Penultimate, second to last. So this guy has told us that by destroying the artifacts, the Winged King should have gotten his power back. He should have returned to power. This is the princess. She won't come with us. She doesn't recognize her. She doesn't at least admit to us that she's the princess. She's praying in the middle of the room. So this has got to be her. I suspect the fire isn't the princess. She won't say anything to us. We've suffered for so long. It was the Swamp King who saved us. So at this point, I'm thinking like we should go ahead and save the Swamp King. The Winged King is really the evil enemy. Let's head back and confront the king. You know, the game kind of, it slowly spells it out to you with the ancient men using the key of time. But this is the first time somebody directly says, destroying the artifacts will give the Winged King power, not remove power from the Swamp King. The Winged King is the bad guy. The princess is here with the Swamp King. What's up with that? So I think there's got to be some good story coming from the king here. So let's go ahead and talk with him. See what he says. He hasn't changed his story. We found the princess. He hasn't changed his story. This is a little frustrating. And I'm not sure if this is something I've done or I missed something. But the fact that the king doesn't change what he says after you find the princess kind of sucks. You know, it's not really your quest. Your quest is to stop the Swamp King, but the people in the castle kind of hint that the princess is missing, the princess has been kidnapped, you gotta save the princess. Princess is there. I don't get it, like maybe she somehow got sick and she has to go live in the swamp. Anyway, we go all the way back here. I don't make you watch me travel all the way back. Nay, what I do is I just load back up where we started. Not gonna try and hide my laziness. Just load back up because there's nothing to do back in the first town. Nothing new. So we end up hitting back up the inn here. I search everything, by the way. I'm convinced there's got to be more to this room than meets the eye. There's got to be more here than meets the eye. Turns out, I guess there's not. I don't know what your intentions are by coming here. Don't hurt the Swamp King, blah, blah, blah. So, I don't know. If you've got some good fan theories, I'd love to hear it as to why it is that the princess doesn't admit, you know, you have to talk to somebody else to find out she's the princess. You can't, like, look at her and tell or whatever. And the king doesn't respond after you find her. So he must have known she was here already? Maybe? He's not interested in the news that you found his daughter? Not interested in the news that you've destroyed the 3 artifacts that were supposedly sealing his power. Unless maybe that king isn't the Winged King. I guess that's a possibility, although they basically spell out that he's probably the Winged King. The king that sent you on your quest. I don't know. I would love to hear what other people think. Especially those who played the game or at least have been watching up to this point and have been reading the dialogue boxes. I've been reading most of the important ones, but you know, I miss a lot. I miss some from time to time. And I read really fast in my head, so I don't always let the text stay on the screen very long. We got more of these guys, the rotting pincers. Probably the remnants of those 2 warring crab clans. And check this out. A boss. So I guess at this point I've kind of realized that there's nothing really left to do in the princess's chamber. Attack the monster. The monster doesn't confront you. It doesn't attack you. Only if you attack it does a battle begin. Against, like, a double crab? Like, it's got, like, front pinchers and then top pincher? Like, what is this? Savage Pincer. I don't know. It's obviously an optional boss. Or at least it's a boss you don't have to confront. It lets you walk away. And I end up keeping this in. And you might also notice at this point, most of the editing, I don't want to say it's gone, because I do cut out, you know, junk, miscellaneous battles that have no real purpose. But at this point, we're in the final area. You're going to notice a lot less editing, a lot less speeding up. Because I want to enjoy this. This is what we've worked so hard for. 999 damage. It's not the limit. You can do 4 digits. We just chose not to. And we have the last artifact. The Sun's Blessing. Do you wish to curry favor with the gods? I love curry. Now in Taiwan, you can get like a sweet curry, but there's also a spicy curry. Prefer the sweet. Sweet and savory. That's the way to go. Spicy curry to the side. So we get this, 40 MP. It's very expensive, which is why I'm happy I didn't give it to a character that could only cast it 3 times. Healy. Healy never got enough MP to really make healing make sense on that character. If it wasn't for the massive damage that bows do, I would say Healy was kind of a wasted choice as far as characters go. It's a good thing that bows do so much damage and basically Healy became the damage dealer. Because if not, I would say go with 2 shamans. Give one shaman healing magic and attack magic. Give the other shaman attack magic and then a little bit of healing magic, and then you've got a better team as far as like MP usage goes. But since the Hermit does so much damage when it attacks, and it has enough HP that it can be sitting in the front or second spot, first or second, maybe even third slot, it's still a good choice. I think our party composition is actually pretty good. I only wish someone could use those rifles, since I'll never know if those are like super OP or not. Anyway, at this point, head back. Maybe I can use the Sun's Blessing here. No. I'm still thinking there's got to be something in this room. And I still wander around and talk to everybody. I still, you know, are there hints? Is there something, are you saying something between the lines? No. No, I can't give her the authority. I'm like, maybe I can give her the king's authority and she'll know, like, oh, my father sent you. No. As far as I know, there's nothing you can do there. The only thing I didn't try using on her, which I probably should have, was the sword. You know, maybe the sword can cut through the poison's power or something. But I don't know. Like, if you know about something in this room, again, calling out to my audience here, if you know about something in this room, let me know, because I don't think there's anything here. I think this is just like a checkpoint. It's just an inn and a save spot. Which, by the way, I think is the final save spot before the boss of the game. So keep that in mind. If you end up skipping by this place, you're in the cave, you don't come this way, you might want to go back and come this way. Come this way. Alright, so you might want to come over here and use the inn and save, because this is the last checkpoint, the final frontier. If this was Lufia and the Fortress of Sinistrals, this is that little temple just before you go into the Fortress of Doom. That's what this is. If this is Dragon Quest, this is after you get the hot air balloon, but no, if this is Final Fantasy VI, this is before you go into Kefka's top. No. So this is like the final area. You're going to want to be super prepared. Go back now, ye who still have quests to finish. Which is a little bit of a sticking point for me. And I just kind of want to take a minute here while we explore this cave. And don't worry, I get lost, as I always do. I just kind of want to put a little star mark here. I never found the flame ore for the dude in the town of Frost who wanted to empower his sword. His sword, his Frostblade, was already really good. I can't help but wonder if you find the flame ore, or somehow get like to him first. Maybe what he wants is in the gem mines, and you have to get to him first before you get to the other guy. Because I was kind of thinking, what's a flame ore? Maybe it's the flame artifact that you used on the flame blade. Maybe if you get to him first, you can use that flame artifact on his frost sword. Maybe that's the fire ore he's talking about. Or perhaps I'm, just shooting the wind and it's actually a totally different cave system I missed. It's also possible, because at this point, I still have never used the airship. Because I never was able to get it because I chose the key. It's possible there's a cave you can only get to with the airship. And because you cannot get the sword if you take the airship, the sword being theoretically, based on the lore of the game, the most powerful weapon in the world, crafted by man using no artifacts at all. Possibly because I got the sword. I wasn't able to get his powered up flame sword. Flame/frost sword. Which is, you know, maybe the most powerful sword in the game if you take the airship. You might have noticed here we've exited the poison cave. Come out in an area with a brand new castle you've never been to before. I think you know what's in here, guys. I think you know it. Let's get some hype. It's the final countdown. Ba-da-doo-doo. Ba-da-da-da-doo. 4 directions: poison, frost, desert, and grass. I think you know what's going to be in each direction. But I'm not going to spoil it for you. I go poison first because I just want to go straight to the end. Grass. Looks like it got to be grass first. Then, and by the way, this also answers my suspicion that I was supposed to do the grass temple long before any of the other ones. As if it wasn't already super clear. Grass Fortress, just a boss. Straight to the point. No beating around the bush. Are you looking for the key? And we got boss music. You might remember him. You might love him. He's back. It's the Forest Guardian! Stronger than before, by the way. All of these bosses got a boost. Remember, we beat this guy in like 2 attacks last time. All the bosses got a boost. They're not the exact same boss they were before. Same sprite, same attacks, but everything's been beefed up. These guys are beefcakes. I say as he hits me for 1 damage. These guys are really, really strong. Oh, ow, 1 damage. No, you know, he has attacks that do quite a bit. He does have a pretty weak physical attack, and I think our frontline defense is through the roof. At this point, I don't think there's anything that can penetrate our defense. So, of course, want to keep yourself alive. At this point, I'm not really sure if these guys are going to be super tanky, or if they're just basically just HP plus versions of themselves from before. They do get 2 turns per attack. Be sure to protect yourself. I don't think I needed to teach you how to fight the enemies at this point. You've probably seen it enough times. You've seen enough of my boss fights. You know my strategy consists of attack, 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 heal, attack, 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 heal. And that pretty much works. let's not make the game sound more complicated than it is. That pretty much works. We do end up losing Shams here. We do have the Gates of Hell, so it's not a huge deal. Like I had mentioned before, giving 2 characters reviving capabilities is real smart. The reason we lost him was because of a crit. You can't really do much to protect yourself against crits. If you take the artifacts at the beginning of the game instead of the airship, there's an artifact that protects you against crits. It's pretty cool, you know what I mean? It protects you from getting critted, so you can count on your defenses holding steady. Without taking that choice, you know, a crit can take you out, but it's not a huge deal. He's done. Heal up, and thanks to our new son's blessing, healing up isn't that difficult. We do end up just using Light of Rebirth, because it's cheaper, and Healing Dew, because it's the cheapest. At this point, I'm thinking, like, I'll go back to town after each boss fight. Got the Forest Key, nothing else here. There are random enemies in this area, though, so be careful, as you'll see here. Hobgoblin Knight and Hobgoblin Royalty. They sound tough. They're not. They're not. Pretty standard encounters at this point in the game. Not a ton of experience, not a ton of gold. Not that we need it. Not that we need it. So I decided to do these guys in order. The next one you're supposed to have done is the desert. I don't go back home after this. I don't go back and heal up. And I'm thinking about it. I'm like, you know, maybe I should. But to be honest, level 45, as I mentioned previously, I think level 50 is the cap. So we're pretty tough. We're pretty good at this point. We are running a little short on arrows and other things, but whatever. Let's just take them out. Round 2 with the Desert Guardian! This was our first Guardian that we fought. Doing a little flashback here. Remember back in those days? We fought him. He was big. Took up a lot of screen real estate. Felt like a real challenge. But he has not gotten that much stronger than before. And in fact, he might be the easiest of the Guardians. For where you're supposed to be at that point in the game. His defense is weak. His attacks aren't that difficult. You might want to notice that we're doing like 2,000 damage with the bow. Kind of ridiculous. Partially because we lowered his defense. You can lower boss defense amounts. You can use that status effect on him. So it's usually worth doing. Increase our defense, lower his defense. It's over before you know it. No big grand strategy here. Just keep up on the heals. Don't let yourself fall too low. Don't be afraid to use your really, really big heals during these boss fights. Sun's Blessing. It is game-changing. It's a full heal for the whole party. Don't be scared to use it. With that boss defeated, we'll take the key, of course. Nothing else here. A little disappointed in the amount of treasure in the final castle. The final castle feels really rushed. You might have noticed we walked in, and it's boss gauntlet. That's it. No treasure, no exploration, no puzzles, nothing. No NPCs, obviously, to talk to or anything like that. It's a very direct experience, and it really kind of funnels down at the end. The whole game is about open-ended, lots of choices, lots of quests. The final castle is beat these 3 bosses. Congratulations. You know, like, that's it. Kind of a little bit of a disappointment. I don't mean to trash talk the game in these closing hours. It has produced a lot of great content up to this point. It does feel like the end was a little rushed, but that can be forgiven. You know, I'm not a huge critic. I'm not a games journalist or anything like that. I just play and I just enjoy them. And I enjoyed this game. But don't worry, there's going to be plenty of time in the final episode, which is the next episode, by the way. Next episode is the final. Plenty of time to talk about my thoughts and feelings on the game at that point. For now, the boss rush gauntlet, Mega Man style, in that you can fight any of them you want, but you gotta kill them all. I guess you call it like choice. But it's not real choice. Fight them in any order you want, but they all gotta die. This is the one we fought most recently, and I think this is the one that got the smallest boost. In fact, this might even be the exact same version that we fought. Probably not. It's probably a little different. The Tundra Guardian. Now, you might also remember these guys had different names when we fought them before. Their names have changed, but obviously they're different monsters, so different enemies. They just use the same sprites. Not recolored, not retextured or anything like that. Just the same sprite, but different stats. Same attacks, too, I believe, but different stats. So this guy, his attack is pretty weak. In fact, he might be the weakest one. Like I said, he didn't get any kind of major boost. But keep your HP up, of course. Don't be scared to use the heavy healing spells. It's already over. Fastest fight we had. Which is why I think it was one that got the smallest buff. Guys, we have all 3 keys now. And I think you know what that means. That's right. We're going to go down the 4th path. The final path. At this point, we're about to close it out. And I'm going to save the final boss for the last episode. I want to take a minute. Just sit right there. I'll tell you how I became the prince of a town called... No. I'd like to take a minute to remind you. If you like what you've seen so far, subscribe. Helps me a ton. Thumbs up the video. Helps me a ton. Scroll down. Check out the game store page. Pick up the game. Support the developers that make the games you like. I shouldn't have to say that, but you know. It's just how I feel. So until next time, friends, do me a favor. Stay classy. And I'll see you in the final episode. Till then.